Okay, good afternoon. Hope all is well. Okay, you'll notice I'm down a couple of $100. I took a trade. Now, we had a nice channel up, 2 legs back, and I like that bar. Now, I got in before it triggered, and the reason I did is because, obviously, as we know, these markets tend to follow each other. We had a nice channel up here. We had 2 legs down and a nice higher low, which triggered. I was expecting a strong move up, which is why I decided to get in early there. Not just that, the reason, because we had 2 lovely legs down and that closed above there. So it is what it is. Sometimes I just thought it was worth the risk. It was a calculated risk. Based on what I was seeing on the NQ, which obviously, if the NQ tends to rocket up, this one does. And the good thing about the NQ is we had a failure there, which is triggered. So I thought once that triggered, we were only like a tick or 2 away from taking that stop out, and I thought we're going to push up nice and strong there. So it was a calculated risk anyway. So it is what it is. I'm all right with it. I'm okay. Sometimes it's worth the risk. So, how you doing? Chris, how you doing, bud? So, Tuesday, be interested to see what the volume's like so far overnight. Not terrible. But we have been going up in a sort of a trend, so you would have think there'd have been a bit more volume there, but there we go. So, I've got this drawn as well, because it's fitting beautifully in there. We start in this bottom tier now, the top tier. So it's fitting really nice, and as we know, we've got all-time highs up here, which I think there's a good chance. I mean, we've just been going sideways for the last few days, but yesterday we managed to get above it all. So we've come back and bounced off this, and if you look at this, it's touching here, touch perfect there, it touched there. So it's nice and. It's nice and bullish for me, so we'll see anyway. We've had a bit of a break, so that might be 2 legs down and then a push up. So let's see how we get on there. Leg. I'm leaving this one alone. As I say, I'm down 1 anyway, so I don't want to jump the gun a bit. It's probably going to go up, but I'm just going to sit and wait. See if we can get a higher low. There is a possibility of a channel there. I don't know whether there is or not. Not a massive fan. Let's see what happens. Hopefully when the market opens in about a minute, just under a minute, we might sort of get some quick movement. Hopefully if we can get a higher low, I'll jump in on it. We'll see. So, but we started off with quite a nice channel, bit of a break. I don't know whether the break was there or there. I'm not convinced that is, probably more there. So we have had 2 legs back. So if this holds, and it does tend to work, I think we should get half decent movement up. So we'll see. Medium FOC, yeah, it doesn't tend to do much, I found, but we'll see. How you doing, Kev? So yeah, you notice I jumped the gun on that second entry long. Reason being is because we got a really nice high low which had triggered on the NQ, and I thought, okay, let's get in a bit early back here. It was a smaller risk, so we'll see anyway. So leg, let's see whether we can manage to push up, or we're going to come down some more. NQ's coming down at the moment, so we want that to hold. So market is open, so leg, bit of sideways. Let's see if we can get a push. And then maybe a higher low. We need to get above this, really. Okay, market's going up really strong. So if we can get a higher low or something here, we may get a decent push. Let's see what happens.
Order submitted.
Another day in paradise. Sounds good. Hey, Speedy. How you doing, bud? So, channel up, leg, bit of sideways, pushed up. I need to come down and break this, really. Come on down. Come Come on. Unfortunately, I pretty much had a good idea it was going to push up. But unfortunately, there's nothing there. There is a higher low there, but we're nearly at those highs, so it's just a leg. It's just too far from the EMA, really. We want to get back here before I think about going long. See what this is like. Hopefully, if it's a small risk, it may be worth taking. So leg, we've got a leg. So we've got a leg up. We've got one attempt to go lower. See if we can get a second attempt and then a push up. Come on, drop out of this.
Order cancelled.
Mm.
Order submitted. Hmm. See if we can get a higher low here. Higher low, smallish risk. Order filled.
Okay, see how we get on. I kind of like it. There's going to be some short stops there, surely. There'll be some shorts there, I think. Leg, push up, leg up, leg up. I think we'll hit that. There's going to be some stops there. If we can hit that, I think there's a fair chance we'll take out that top. We'll see. Just going to give that one extra tick. Come on, up we go.
Target filled.
Beautiful. Okay. Leg down, push up. It's just a bull flag that. Push up, sideways, drop out the bottom, high, low, new high. So I lost 200 there and got 250 there. So cheers, buddy. It was going to happen, wasn't it? And it was also a bit of a penguin style. So we got a leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, push up quite strong. So we'll see. So yeah, I got in a bit early there because we had a higher low on the NQ which looked really bullish, which triggered. Unfortunately, we had another leg down. See, what I think I did is we had a leg and a leg, and I got in there, but I think that was more just a leg down, a push up. I think that was more of a leg and a leg, which is probably why I got caught out there. But it's all right, fine, as long as you sit tight and don't panic. Target filled, still have a run. Oh, you do? Thought you meant me for a minute. I had that little, thing of panic. Leg down. I think there's a good chance we're going to get a bit higher. So that was minus 200. So minus 2 points. Gone a bit early there. Oh well. What you sent me. Who was that for me? That for me, was it? I'm liking that, mate. Very nice. Oh, I might have to nip off for 10 minutes. I'll be back. Very nice. Very nice. I'm assuming that was for me, wasn't it? Let me have a look. Or was it? Was that for me? Sure it was. That was for me. I thought it was. Thank you, mate. Very nice. Very nice. I might just take my break early, I think. Sorry, Kev's just sent me a nice half naked, well, 3/4 naked at least. Very nice. Very nice. I might have to go now. I think I might take my break early, actually, I think. Let's have a look. Can you not? Let's put my points in here before I forget. I got all flustered now. Okay, so plus 2.5 points. She collapsed for you. I was going to switch it on, but I didn't know whether the volume had come through or not. So I thought, just in case, you never knew who's going to get offended in these. 2.5 points. Let's have a look. Someone else sent me something. Oh, it's safe, is it? All right, let's have a look. Where is it? I bet I can't find it now. I can't find it now. Come through as a message. It's safe, is it? So I've completely lost my chain of thought now. It's worth it though. It was worth it. So I think, yeah, okay. So we got a leg up. Shame about that one. I ums and ahed about that. I'll tell you the reason why I took that one. I took that early. I thought I was being a bit clever. We had that push up. We had a break. So we came right up here. So we had one leg down and a second leg down, and then that higher low which triggered. So I thought there's going to be stops there. So I was expecting a big push up. Now, out of experience, no, don't worry about it, mate. Out of experience, I thought, well, from what I'm noticing, if the NQ pushes up strong, this tends to follow. So that's why I took it. It was a calculated risk. I thought about it and I thought, yeah, I'll have a go. So, yeah, no, don't apologise, mate. Don't apologise. Yeah, I'll pop this up now. There you go. That's how I'm feeling now. That's me. I forgot. That's me. For me winning trades in December. I keep forgetting to put it up there. I'm not as old as that, by the way. Okay, so yeah, I like that. Push up, sideways, quick break, bullish bar, push up, and that was going to hold, I think. Yeah, that's for me. That's when I get me wins. I keep forgetting to put it up, actually. I thought that was me wins during December. So I am actually 210 away from a possible payment if I want. The trouble is, if you take payments early, when you're at that $2,600, you've only got $600 left. Well, theoretically, you've got $500, and that don't last. So the last couple of times I've done that, well, the first few times I did that, I just took the money and then just it's a bit of a gamble. Went along and just tried to run out, 4, 5, 6 points or something just to get it over that 1,000. You guys are enjoying the claps without the rest of us. Not really fair. Right, hold on a minute. See if I can find it. I think it's on. I just saw it pop up and I clicked it, but I think Kev's put it on his Facebook. Let me have a look. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There it is. Why won't it move? I have to take the whole... Why won't it move? Why won't the Facebook move? Oh, there it is. And that's what... So if there's any females in, or any older generation who don't appreciate
Hi.
that...
The person that sent you this video
so that
just
was
wants
from
to
Kev
let you
anyway,
know
so...
that they're so proud of you and that
I haven't got
you
the sound. Does
deserve
she
a
tell us her
round of
name and her
applause.
phone number? But, just can't have a break early. There you go. That's your Christmas present from Kev. It's a bit sad, actually. Do you know, when I see that, I feel a bit sad because I think I'm probably never going to be that lucky. You do, mate. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, it does make you wonder. To be fair, it does make you realise that the only way I'm ever going to have something like that is if I end up paying for it. Sadly enough. Someone's lucky out there. Some lucky guy's lucky out there. Make enough money trading, you will. I like your attitude, mate. We think alike. Yeah. In fact, what you should do is look at that before trading, and that will help your psychology for a start. That's probably not a bad idea, actually, having stuff like that around you, and having like a what if. Karina, sorry, Karina. I didn't know whether you were going to be in the background. My apologies to you. My apologies to Karina. Sorry. You know what guys are like yeah, sorry, Karina. I did apologise if there was any ladies, but perhaps I left it on too long, so I apologise. You know what us boys are like when we're together. I do apologise. Kev's fault. Blame Kev. He sent it me. All I was doing is yeah, I should have done it already. Sorry, Karina. My part. I could probably find something for you, Karina, if that helps. They are, Karina. That's for you. How's that? That's for Karina. I thought it's only fair, isn't it? There you go. That's for you. Got to make things fair, haven't we? There you go. It's fine. I put something on there for you, so you're all right. There you go. Fair's fair, isn't it? Fair's fair. Well, that's for Karina anyway. You're welcome. Well, and anybody else who appreciate it. Where did you find my picture? I got off your website, mate. No, that was one of me a few years ago when I was just coming out the shower. I think I was. I can't remember about that. I don't know. If anybody's got kids, anybody recognise that? That was me with my daughter, and she was 1 year old. She'd just thrown up on me. So I was just looking for a photo there. Anybody who got kids will know what that feels like. I think I should have left my runner alone. It does look like it's going to go up. I wondered after we've had that leg up and those two legs back. I should have waited, really. I should have waited. I thought leg down, leg down. As a rule, generally, I always wait. You got one boy through. Oh, you've probably been there then, haven't you? I always wait, really, as a rule, for a higher low. But the reason I took that is because it looked really bullish on the NQ, which is why. But you live and learn anyway. So you live and learn. It's also fell second entry short point chart. It does look like it's going to continue going. Well, I did think there was a good chance we'd hit this either by the end of yesterday or today, and to be fair, we're about 12 points away from all-time highs. Be interested to see how it reacts to that. I got no idea. This is what I've got my eye on, Kev. I took that in Mallorca about 3 or 4 years ago. Nice, isn't it? That's what I look at now and again. That inspires me. Love something like that. I think, no, not Mallorca, sorry. That was Ibiza. We were in this little bay. I took that in Ibiza. Look at that. Stunning. Beautiful. I'd tell you what, if I commit a lot of money, I'd have a boat for sure. Absolutely, 100%. Something nice. There is a guy, actually, that that I follow, and he goes round looking at all sorts of different boats. What's his name? He's got a bit of a funny eye. Sounds a bit weird, but what's his name? Aquaholics. Yeah, he goes around some stunning. This guy, he goes all over the world really, but he goes around all different sorts of boats. Yeah, that's the guy there. Where is he? There. He just goes around all these different boats. Oh, look at that one, 22 million euros, I think that is. But there's some incredible boats on there. 19 million. See, I'd want that hanging off the back of my boat as a little run around. But there's, I love watching stuff like this. I do. I'm a bit of a dreamer, but yeah, interesting to watch. Actually, he just goes around all over the place and looks at these big cruisers. Mind you, it's not so much buying them as well; it's running the damn things. Apparently, they're so expensive to run. I think this one particular boat, I think it was about 18 million. It cost about a million just to maintain the damn thing a year. Yeah, it's maintaining the flipping things, I think. So yeah, we're not far off these all-time highs. It'd be interesting to see. Yeah, absolutely. But something about boats. I love them. I've had a couple of just sort of dinghies. Really, the last one I had was a Hon Wave. It was just a 4 meter sort of inflatable, quite a rock hard inflatable with I think it was only about 5 horsepower. Suzuki 5 horsepower, something like that, just for the local river where I live. Great in the summer, I've got to say, just fantastic in the summer. Wow, what's going on now? 3 o'clock strange. No, lovely in the summer, just to sort of take it down take it down the river and inflate it, take a couple of beers, and just have a cruise around, just relaxing. Something about boats. What is going on here? I'll tell you what I am seeing. I'm seeing some, on the NQ, I'm seeing some congestion. A little bit of sidewards. I know Carina trades the NQ, don't you? We started going up. Whether this is a break and attempt to go higher than over, I'm just going to get rid of that at the moment, but that is showing me that there's a little bit of a sideways there, which I think may start to reflect. May reflect on it looks like it, doesn't it? Let's put that just there. Yeah. So we've had a push up, we're going sideways. So yeah, I mean, we see this all the time, don't we? Push up sideways and then another leg. So we've got a leg and another leg. So that's a possibility. But at the moment, it does seem to be going sideways. And when that started to come there, I noticed it. We had that break. So you can see how they sort of work hand in hand. I mean, I don't know enough about this, really. I've been trading it on and off for a week or so, just on a sim, just to get a bit of a feel for it. But often they're very similar, which is sort of the same here, isn't it? We've had that initial push-up, and then we had those 2 legs of corrections, and we've had a push-up sideways, as opposed to sort of more sideways here. But we've had 2 legs back and a push-up, so we've had 1, 2. This is the 3rd attempt to go lower, so whether we'll come down and it'll turn into a bigger range, or whether we'll eventually push out the top, who knows? But they do seem to work hand in hand if this thing starts. I noticed this came down pretty quickly. And then all of a sudden it did the same here. So I don't know what follows what. I would say when I look at the 2 together and I see the NQ starting to move, this generally tends to follow it. So sometimes if I'm looking to trade here, sometimes it's good to have a reference of the NQ, because when you look at it, it gives you sort of a similar story. So I think it's probably good to have the second one. Well, that's the theory I have. It's probably good to have that, even maybe just to look at what the general markets are doing. Excuse me a second. So yeah, I don't think it does you any harm to look at the two. It's certainly useful because if this thing starts going sideways and there's no trades, it started maybe a week or so ago. We had a day, I think most of the day was just in like a 7 or 8 point range. It was just horrible. But the NQ looked really nice, so I think it's nice to have the option to trade another chart because obviously with just the one chart, we are limited to a degree. So I think it's nice to have the option. But obviously you need to understand a little bit about how it moves. It does move a bit quicker, and obviously the point system, the values on it are a little bit different. There's obviously a lot more ticks compared to this. It's quite easy to move this. If you're opening a trade, you can move this a tick, tick, tick. But it just seems you can move 3 or 4 ticks within a tiny movement on the NQ. So it's just a little bit different. Lie down, good boy, lie down. Yeah, so okay, so we've had a break out of here. Let's see what's going on. That's unusual there. We come down quick and then we slowly feather out and up we go. So so at the moment I'll tell you what, let's just get this down here a minute, but chuck it to the side just to see how the two are working hand in hand. I'll tell you what, let's just get rid of... Why can I not get rid of that? Just shove that out of the way. Yeah, we're sort of... we've had that initial leg up, exactly the same as this. And that's the reason I went long on here, because we had one leg down and 2 legs down and a higher low, which triggered. And I thought a couple of ticks away from stopping that out, and I thought we're going to do that. We did in the end, but obviously we came down a bit first. So it was a calculated risk to take that early, but I thought I got in about down here somewhere, so I thought it's less of a risk. But there we go. You live and learn, don't you? So leg down, so we got leg, push up, leg. Are we pushing up here? There's a possible higher low there. Be interested to see what happens here. If that pushes up, I'd say for sure, yeah, but
Order submitted. Order filled.
oh, I'm in a bit early there. I got in before it triggered. What's the risk on it? 250. Okay, I can live with that. I'm going to come down a little bit though. Let's just shove this out of the way a bit. It is a higher low. I like it. We've had a break from this. I think there's a good chance we're going to push up there. I got in before it triggered, really. I thought I dropped it at the top of it, but I didn't, so there we go. Let's have a look at this NQ. The thing is, we've got a higher low there. We've come bounce, and we've bounced off here nice and strong. There is a higher low, so I think there's a good chance of getting up to these highs. In which case, if it does, it should take this up with it. So we'll see anyway. I'm tempted just to take 100 here. Let me have a look. No, I think we're all right. I think we're okay. I like getting out before these, really. So I like getting out where this closes, so let's have a look what's going on here. Let go. We'll see what happens here. I like to get out before the body on here. I don't like it going sideways. It's going a bit sideways. I'm not a fan of this.
Target filled.
Probably okay. There is a failure there, but it's just something about this I don't like. It's struggling a bit. I don't know. My concern is it drops. What did I get there? $25 is that what I got?
Order
Okay.
filled.
I got back in. Come on.
Target filled.
Okay. Probably jumped the gun a bit there. What did I get? What was it? 50. So 3/4 of a point. So I took a bit of a trade here and a bit of a trade here. So let's just put it there and just round the two up a bit. So 3/4 of a point. It just started to go a bit sideways there, but when it held, I thought if it gets above here, then I think it's a good chance. So 3/4 of a point. So sorry, there wasn't it? 3/4 of a point. Should have just held it, really. 3/4 of a point. Okay. 3 ticks. Plus 3 ticks. Okay. Would it have done 2 points? I think it comfortably would have done. Just... I don't know. I have this thing that I like to get out where the main body of the bars are. I notice a lot of the times, if it's not particularly strong, it tends to close there before it comes down. So that's why I ended up getting back in, because I thought, no, it's holding there nice and strong. So, and also I am basing some of this on whether I hold or not at the EMA. Sorry, on the NQ, and the NQ is looking, it's just going a bit sideways there, and I'm thinking we got a high here, then there's a bit lower, are we going to flush down? But I think it's fair that I think we're going to push up a bit. So, let's have a look at this bigger picture. So we got a leg up to... is there a bigger channel there? There may be. I'm not sure about that. I think it's just a break and a new high. But we're very close to this now. We're literally 10 points away. So, let me have a little look at this. So, yeah, that would have held nice. The trouble is, if you hold, you just never quite know. As we'd already had a break and a new high, and you just don't know. NQ is doing what I thought it may do. It's pushing up to these highs, which is taking that with it. So if this goes, that goes. So there was a failure there. It just started to go a bit sideways, and I'm thinking, oh, we got a lower high. Are we struggling? We're going to flush down. So we've got where you would expect it to get to the highs. So so we'll see. Just trying to think, is there a bigger channel there? I think there might be. Let's just kill the colour on some of these. So, we've come from it. It looks like a spike in a channel. We've had 2 legs down, and we've got a touch here, a few touches there, a few touches there. I think I kind of like that. So, yeah, it turned out an okay trade that. It comfortably worked. That was it there. So about a tick above it. So, yeah, it went up for 3 points. So 2 points would have worked fine. But it's very bullish today, isn't it? We got that initial push up, a couple of legs of a correction, and another leg up. Still going a bit sideways on the NQ. 2 legs, push up, 1, 2, 3. We may get out the top. We may break out the top of this NQ. If we do, I think we might hit that a bit sooner. Okay, this is nice and bullish, this is. We've finally got out of this sideways comfortably now. We had all this sideways and literally it's doing nice. The only issue is I have here is it's getting very close to these highs, and last time we got the highs we had quite a drop down a couple of times here, and then we hit the top and then right down, so we could have a significant pullback before we go much higher. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, there's a nice bullish bar there, but it's been a long time since we've come up here. We've only ever been once to here, so it may keep going up, might drop, you just don't know. And we're a bit away from the EMA at the moment, so I think that's risky just taking something like that. But it is sitting nice on there. But on the NQ, we're right at the top of this bit of a range here at the moment. So if we can get above it, then I think the chances are pushing higher. But if this comes back down, which it's looking like it may do, we're going to get a bit of a break here before we push much higher. So I'd be interested to see if this gets right down the bottom and starts to push again. Hopefully it'll maybe down here or maybe even further. Armanas, how you doing? Sorry, mate. Penguin got two big picture legs now. We could wait on price to push up a bit more so we can get two clear attempts to fade. On the breakout, yeah, like up. Price could easily just push down to create a reversal pattern. Yeah, anything's possible. It's just we're so close to this all-time highs. And it's very bullish at the moment. I like the way we've pushed up. We've had a pullback. We've pushed up sideways, pushed up. So every time we're going sideways, we are creating support and resistance. So it's got more chance of holding. And same again, push up sideways. We had a bit of a pullback there, nice and strong, and then it started feathering out. As soon as it here, woof, up we go again. So there's obviously a lot of buying there. So it's quite strong. But it would be nice to get down to here, up maybe a little bit more, and then work our way down to here for another push-up. But, I mean, we're literally 10 points away from the all-time highs. The daily's looking very strong, very strong. We've had that leg up sideways. I think there's a good chance of getting that second leg up. And if we do, that would take us quite a bit higher, So let's take that leg from, say, there to there, and then put that at the bottom. So we could go a lot more. Well, we could at the 500s, judging by this, 5100s or close to. So who knows where we could go? But, I think we're in a good place at the moment. I mean, Christmas is around the corner, so everyone's feeling quite nice and festive anyway. Everyone's feeling pretty good. Overall markets are nice and positive. We know there's rate cuts coming early next year, so that's good. So that'll take inflation down a bit more. So I think the general sentiment is really good, and obviously the markets are reacting nice and solidly. So it's all good news, really. Okay, so it just continue to go. When you think it would, I'd like it to get to at least as high as here, really, before it comes down, because if it starts to lose momentum, we may get that bit of a drop. But if it gets strong up to this second leg and then works its way down, then I think there's a good chance of getting some more. The NQ's looking nice. We've had a nice, if we can get above this, we've pushed up, we've had a couple of legs back, pushed into this little range, we've bounced 3 times, And if we can get above these highs, which is looking like we could, I think that's good news. It's almost like a bit of a bull flag, isn't it? Push up, sideways, push up, leg. We need to get out of here early. If we get out of here and start pushing up in this tight range, it's gonna show on the. There's no. Hold on a minute. See, we're at the top of this now. We're going a bit sideways, and you can see we're doing similar there. So this will be interesting to see what happens. So that was a good place. Sometimes I get in these trades and doubt them. It's a shame to get 3 ticks off that because it's actually a nice trade. We've had a nice solid push up sideways. So it's a nice, really nice looking channel with a drop. Big strong buy off here. Another quite looking nice bar. Pulled back below the EMA. Bounced off the midline of this bigger chart and higher low. So I need to grow some balls, I think, and just sit in these trades for the duration or for whatever I decide to do. 2 points, I think, usually have everything set up. So we are struggling at the moment. There's like 3 attempts there. That one bar is slightly higher, so it be interesting to see what happens here. If it does drop, or at least to the EMA, I think it's fair to see whether this is going to come down to the EMA or maybe to the bottom of this channel. If it comes right the way back to this side, who knows how far we'll get down. Still going strong. Still going strong. Still going very strong. Let's see what happens now. We're a tick away from this. In fact, in all fairness, let's get this accurate. Let's put that there. Let's bring that down a fraction. Let's take that down a fraction. So yeah, we're a tick off these highs. So it's weird, isn't it? If this starts to come down, so does this. So let's see if we can break below all this. Then I think there's a chance if we can get below the EMA, we come back to this side. Let's have a look. So we're a tick off hitting that measured leg, which is close enough. If this does push up, that'll push up. Stop that bearish bar, and then that'll hit that measured move. I like how high it's got, same as that, if not a tiny touch more. So if we can get 2 legs down, then I think we'll continue up. But we're literally 7.5 points away from all-time highs. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if that gets stopped out in the slightest. It's really strong. That ATR is the lowest it's been. Lots of little bars, setting down foundation. EMA's low, ATR's low. That's a sign, I think, of a nice solid trend. But I think I'd like a decent pullback before I try and get in somewhere. Interesting. This is having another go. So we've smashed straight through there. That's interesting. So So we've gone from the bottoms here. Touch, touch. Possibility of a bigger channel there. Now we're out the top. Trouble is, there's nowhere to go along there, really. You can't really go along there safely. There's only a few ticks to the highs. You just don't know whether we're going to get a bigger correction. I think we need to. Like to get a couple of legs, leg and leg. Excuse me, just for 1 minute. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay, let's have a look. What's going on? We need higher low here, really, if we're going to get in. What's that doing? Push up, sideways, push up. We need a couple of legs before we think about going out. I'm just going to drag that above my head a bit now, make it a bit bigger. So. Just too risky going there, really. It's a big ass bar. There's no height. There's nothing left, really. So we just need to sit and wait, unfortunately. Okay, so that measured move's played out nicely. So let's get rid of that. Let's zoom out and have a look, see what's going on. So we got leg. It is working nice, actually. It doesn't seem to be losing any steam either. We've come back here and we've pushed up strong again. So trouble is, there's nothing. There's a tick, if that. You can't go long there, really. Not that it won't work, but really got to get some sort of a correction, really, to get in. There's definitely a bigger channel going there. Touched, touch. It's fitting lovely on the top multiple times. Got all of that measured movement. Absolutely, yeah. It still amazes me how accurate they are. I mean, literally to the nearest tick. You wouldn't think that, you know, that buying and selling in markets could be that accurate, really, but it is amazing, really, isn't it? So push up, so that looks right. Push up, couple of legs back to there. Touch. Fits in really nice. I would like a stronger correction, though. It's got to come down to at least here to go higher, in my opinion. We've tried 3 times now. We've got to come back a little bit and get a bit more of a run up. Leg. Let's have a look. Not sure about this. What I will say is the NQ is just been going sideways and we've had a breakout. Most breakouts failed, and that's, you know, had a monumental drop back down. Now, whether it'll hit and push up or whether it'll come down here, who knows, but I'm certainly not getting into a long trade here because this could tick and then come down for this second part. And if this does that, there's no way that ES will go up. So getting into something, okay, that's broke further down, but in it amazing, really. That one dropped, so did that one. So if this comes down to the bottom here before it pushes up, trouble is we've had a breakout at the top, and often we get the same this side. So if it does come down even lower, this could come down below this channel. And what I will say, this channel looks kind of nice, but we've come right to the top there. We've come a bit further away there and further away still. So it might be losing a little bit of momentum. So maybe if you have a decent pullback, a break out of this and then continuation. It's hard to say at the moment, but I'm certainly not getting involved just yet. So, for instance, I wouldn't take that, even if you say a couple of legs. I wouldn't take that bar because it might trigger and push up, but this to me looks like it's probably going to come down here, and if it does, it's likely to trick that bullish bar, trigger that bullish bar and then push down and stop it out, which brings it down here. After that that failed breakout, which is why I'm not going long here, it may work, but for me it's risky because we've had this push down on the NQ, we've had a pullback probably to the EMA, but it's triggered that big bullish bar. So we got a leg down. We may get another leg down, take us below this. And if this does come down, this will follow. So I can't take anything really. I'm just going to have to sit and wait. So let's see what this does. I think it's likely that this is going to come down. And if it does, this is going to drop. So we got a leg down. Here it comes. Let's see if this continues and stops out that, or it pushes back up and takes out that. My thought is it's going to come down because that's what it's been doing, and after a failed breakout, usually when we get one out the top, we often get another breakout at the bottom, so could do either or here. But I would think after this push down, I would expect another. Which is why it was hellish risky to take that. You could say it was a couple of legs, and it is a strong market. But I don't know, we do seem to get a bit sideways here. I think it's time for a decent sized correction, especially if we're going to have a shot of getting this all-time high today. So whether we're just going to pull down to the EMA and then bounce and work, or whether we may break this channel altogether.
Order submitted.
Just selling this on a sim, that's all. In fact, I might as well leave it there. I don't want to chase it up if it does go up and stop that out. It's only a sim anyway. Just in case we have a couple of legs up. Let's see if we get a lower high stroke second entry short. Is that triggered? Not yet.
Order cancelled. Order submitted. Order filled.
So I'm going to sim this lower high to stop out of that. No, that hasn't triggered, I don't think, or has it? No, it hasn't. So I'd expect that to come down a bit more, so let's stick that down there. Let's go for 1-to-1. It's only going to sim this, so I'm just playing around getting used to the feel of it. So I think this is, if this stops below this, this is going to break this channel, I think. A little bit of sideways leg and a leg. Let's see. Okay, this is coming down now. If this comes below this, for sure, I'd say we'll come into this side, so I could probably even drag that down a bit more. Okay, so sideways, recount it, one leg down, second leg down. Interesting. And it's sat nicely on there, so anyway, you can get in on there anyway is the higher low, but I don't think this is done yet. And if this does break below there, there's no way that's going to go up. I'll see. And if we can get above this and stop out that lower high, then maybe this may move. We'll see. Okay, so there is a second entry long there. Trouble is, at the moment, it's a bit dicey. It's below the EMA. EMA slightly dipping down. So I never take this one now unless it's obvious. That's not obvious. It could be coming down, so I always wait for the higher low. If we get a higher low, we should get above this lower high stop and take that out, in which case then I think we will push up. But at the moment it's sideways. It could do either or, but if we can get above there, then I'd say this is going to continue on. Interesting.
Stop filled.
Interesting. So let's see if we get a higher low here. But you can see how the two work in tandem, can't you? So we've got a leg down, a little bit of sideways. Trouble is, this could leg down, two legs up. It could turn into a second entry short. I don't like the look at this. Interesting. We need a higher low. If you get a higher low here, that's not too bad, because if this pushes up above there, there's going to be some shorts there, no doubt. If this pushes up above there, then this thing's going to continue up, and we're not far off that over all-time high. So come on, give us a higher low. Come down here a little bit. slight issue I have here is it's a little bit sideways, I think. Let me have a look. Sideways, leg, push up. Maybe not.
Order submitted.
There's not a lot of room to the highs, is there?
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
Hopefully, if it's a small risk, it might be okay. Let's have a look.
Order filled.
Okay, I got in a bit early there. Leg. Come on. Higher low, I like it. It's nice and strong. ATR's low, so we got a leg back and a higher low. I think there's a good chance it's going to continue on. Oh, sorry about that. Knocked the microphone there.
Target filled.
Getting out of this. I don't like it too doges. Yeah.
Order submitted.
Where did I get in here, wasn't it? Yeah. Struggling on that high there, so... Yeah, it did work. Perhaps I should have just left it.
Order cancelled.
Okay, so I got out for break even, I think, there, didn't I? Let's have a look. Oh, I got a tick. Yeah, it's not even worth marking that, is it, really? Just looking at this, see, we've sort of gone up, sideways, we've had a break at the top, we've come down, we've bounced, and pushed up. Now, if that was going to push up above there, I'd say we're going to have quite a strong push. So I just, whatever this does, this tends to follow, and it's just like, oh, we're about to just push, aren't we? So it's just, do you get in, do you get out? But we're struggling at these highs, so I think the best option is just to stay out of it, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could get a sort of quite a bigger correction, so we're best getting out of it. Take your time, pickle juice. You're a new face, aren't you? Pickle juice. Pickle juice. Now, is this going to take us up? Second entry short, triggered failure. 6 ticks, that is. It's just going a bit sideways there, isn't it? you want to go along right to that measured move level? That's nothing there. If they attempt to reverse from here, but if we break, something like a couple of attempts here. I was hoping we're going to get a higher low here for a leg up and then another leg up. This is looking nice. I like the way we've pushed up, we've held, we've dropped below, then we've triggered it and stopped it out. It is looking like it's bullish for another leg. Need a couple of legs down here, be nice. It's going to be long before we're hitting these all-time highs. Well, leg up. 2 attempts to go lower, higher low. Got to get a couple of legs down here, really. I like how this is fitting. We've got to come down here. That would make sense here as well. A quick drop down to here before we make another leg up. Actually, I had a tick here, so I'm just going to change that to a point. Just add that extra tick on. Save doing a separate one. So any of those trades I took there, that one carried on up, that one carried on up, and that tick there eventually carried on up. So we're literally just 3.5 points away from all-time highs. Be interesting to see if it just absolutely collapses there. Or what? So leg up. Are we getting just a bit of a pull back before we go higher? Hard to say. just going to move this up above my head so I can extend it a little bit. Let's have a look what's going on. So we got leg up, sideways leg. Okay, let's see what happens here. See if we can get a bounce off here. We are retesting the tops of that range on the NQ. So okay, there is a second entry long there. What a small risk. Trouble is the NQ may have a little bit more of a pullback. I think the NQ is coming down. I'm just going to drag it in a bit, which is making me a bit nervous about taking a trade. Let's have a look. So, yeah, technically, I tend to wait for a higher low. I was just looking at the NQ. Push up sideways, leg. So are we just having a couple of legs and continue on and up? Who knows? I mean, if the NQ does come to this side, that may take that down to here, which is not a bad thing. If you get a leg down, a break, and another leg down, and then pick off a higher low to continue on. I mean, it's very... I mean, look at the ATR. It's been a while since the ATR has been that low, which indicates lots of little bars, push up sideways, indicates a strong trend. And I mean, we've been coming up right from the get-go, haven't we? I mean, literally opened, cut a few bars, and then nice big strong, and then it's been going up ever since. More or less everything you took, if you took that one, every time, you know, we came back to this area, it worked. So we get a leg and a leg. That bullish bar's triggered there. So, I mean, we've had a breakout. Could just be a leg and a leg. I like to think we're going to continue on. Kind of fits quite nice. Push up sideways and continue on. But yeah, exponential's right. I mean, you could count that as one and a second one, but I think you're safer to say a leg and a leg. And if that does come down, it would take us down to here, which is really in probably an ideal spot to carry on, because every time it's come back to here and we got something bullish, it's just took off every sort of bar. That one there, even that one. Every time we've come back here, it's continued on. So it'd be nice to come back here, or at least get a high low. Trouble is, we could get a leg, a break, and a leg, which would take us down here. That bar's just triggered, so it's hard to say at the moment. Oh, excuse me. It'd be nice to pull down there, trigger that short, and then start to work up, which would hopefully then, if that comes down a bit, which would give us that other leg, or at least, you know, something else to go along there. We need another little pullback here, drop, and then maybe down a bit, and then a higher low. Come on down. Leg, leg. Come on down, trigger. High, low, push up. Come on, trigger that short. Leg, leg. Come on. Down we come. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, there we go. Okay, so leg, leg. Hopefully we finish here. Have something bullish. Okay, come down a bit. This might work out, yeah. Come on, a few more ticks. Come on, another couple of ticks. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, baby. Come to daddy. Come on. Come on. There we go. Leg, leg. Okay, fingers crossed.
Order submitted.
I like the way that's bouncing around. I want to see that close as well. Two legs are nice. I'd have preferred for it to tick below there, in all fairness. We'll see. I want that to finish strong. Don't like that.
Order
This
cancelled.
could come dropping down like crazy at some point. Okay, if we can come down here, and then I'm looking for a higher low there. I'll never take this first one unless it's an absolute perler. If it was a perfect and that was a nice big bullish pin bar, nice and strong, then I may take it. Once we've come below that EMA, I want it to come down here and then push up for a higher low. Otherwise, I ain't interested because it could do a bunch of stuff. Yeah. There's a possible second entry short. Just have a look at this. Possible second entry short there. So there is a possibility this may come down. I don't think it will. It's looking bullish. As we know, if this moves, this will follow it. So we got a leg up, we got one leg down. It is a second entry long, and it's not looking too bad. It's a higher low as well. But it's just not quite as strong as I'd like it. What I'd like to see is it trap the shorts on the failure. And if that's the case and it pushes up and looks like it's about to stop that out, then I think I'll be looking there because there is two legs. But I think it's always better. I noticed lately anyway, second legs aren't as reliable unless they're absolute gimmies. Which is why most cases I wait for a high-low. I mean, if you get a high-low, then the chances then we're continuing on are pretty good. I think they're much safer. I mean, we're literally at these lows, so that's a good thing, but you much better wait for the higher low. That's if you get one. But let's have a look. Touch. That can come down a fraction. To about there. So there is a little bit left. On the NQ, it's looking a little bit choppy. It is a second entry long, which is still triggered. It's also a higher low. But they are stacking just a little bit, so it just things can change quick. Stacking here as well, so you just don't know. I have this horrible feeling that we're gonna get a quick move. I feel like we're gonna get a quick move down. Sometimes you just get a feeling. I did it. Was it yesterday? I said I think we're gonna have a quick push down, and we did. It dropped pretty quickly, maybe a few points. You're being cautious, yeah. You get a feeling, don't you? And quite often I get it right. It tries to go up, and then it's almost like people go, I'm getting out of this, and then the damn thing drops. If we can get above this, then I think it'll continue on up. Trouble is, by the time we get above this, we're going to be close to these highs, so... And this could, I've not ruled out a possible second entry short, really. A lot of the times we'll see it do this. It'll push up. And once these numbers start to get down, it drops. Just because it's pushing up strong now, once these numbers, a lot of the times, these numbers will start to dwindle. and it'll push, and then start to drop the last minute, which is frustrating. Excuse me. Okay, still holding pretty strong, very strong. Still have a bad feeling. Well, more of the same. Trouble is, you can't take that. It's clearly stacked up. It is 2 legs back, yeah, but it's just way too dangerous that you don't know what it's going to do. It could shrug you, come down a couple of ticks and then rock it up. So there's no trade there. I mean, if you're a bit of a risk taker or something, then you may just, once it starts to go sideways, our chances are it's going to go on. You may drop in here for half a point risk or something, but I know that's the type of trade the gorilla guy does. He waits for 2 legs back. 2 nice measured legs, wait for it to go sideways, indicating it's struggling to get down, and then just buys with a small risk, and if he gets lucky, he gets lucky. So pushed up, same again, made a new high. So literally, we are about 3.5 points away from all-time highs. So it'd be interesting to see what happens when we get there, whether we'll push through it or whether we'll have a big correction. It's hard to know. But also, if you like the look of this, it looks perfect to me. I've got no issues with that. Touching perfectly, we're getting towards the top. So whether it'll hit it or whether we'll have a bigger correction before, there was a trade there, but safest target is between 2 legs. Yeah. We have got 2 legs, but it started to go a bit sideways there, and we hadn't broken above this on the NQ. And that goes a bit sideways. And I had a feeling it was going to have a leg down, a little bit of sideways, and have another quick drop, which would have sent this down here. So it's going to reach the top now. You never quite know. I mean, if this pushes above there, that's a good sign. So, I mean, literally now we're 3 points from all-time highs. What time is it? Okay, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. Make myself a cup of tea. I'm grinding my teeth here. So I'm going to pop that on there, and I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Leg back, leg back. Okay, are we going to continue on up now? I think it's likely. It's been going up all day, really, isn't it? Push up, leg back, up, leg back, up. Traders are targeting. Yeah. Well, this is the all-time highs. So you would expect it to hit that, wouldn't you? But you just never know. Leg. Some of that. Okay, yeah. No, that there is the all-time highs. This is the highest the S&P has ever been. There, 48.20. Are you on about here? Are you? But no, the 48.20. That's the highest. That green bar there is the highest it's ever been. Are you sure? Have a look. If I looked on Trading View, it didn't show that. Let's have a look. Markets. This is S&P 500. So if I look back at the, let me have a look. All. Have a look. So this is going back to the 90s. Just get that out of the way. Excuse me. I got the S&P 500 here, going back to, well, the 90s. And we went up there that last push. Well, this is the monthly. So I don't know where you got 500 on the 1st, the 4th, 22. It's about here, isn't it? Well, it's showing there, but what you're saying is 50.33, which is a bit higher. So I don't know. That's what that's showing anyway. I don't know, who knows? Who knows? What I will say is the ES looks nice now, poised for a push up. Just got to open it full time. I'm looking back daily, going back 5 years. That was going back to the 90s. So anyway, we got a touch here. It's working there. Nice. We got one leg back, two legs back, and a bounce. That's a good. I like that. Touch. That's confirmed. If that finishes bullish after two legs back, so we had a leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, failure. So let's chop that over there. Daily chart. Look, I've got the daily here. Let's do the weekly. Yeah, so we'll. Where's the monthly? There's the monthly. Oh yeah, you might be right. See, why does that show it and the trading view doesn't? Strange. Who knows? Okay, so anyway. Can I adjust this a fraction? Or is that going to upset things? Let me have a look. In fact, you know what? I'm just wondering whether we're better off going from there. Touch. Oh, I don't know. So are we going to get a break of this? I think that's quite right. Touch, and then a break. Leg and a leg. Okay, so maybe it's a bit higher then. Yeah, I don't know. Well, what do you believe? Does it say anywhere? Take out the high. Leg. Let's have a look. Let me just change this a minute. Let me put that like that. let's start that from here. 2 legs back, and let's have that as a starting point. Let's put that down to there. Yeah, okay, so leg. So we're looking for a higher low up here, ideally. Let's give the trap chance to happen. So try go once, try go twice. Possible second entry long. We want to see that trigger and hopefully not come down. Continue on up. NQ's looking okay. Could still go higher. Depends what happens here. So push up sideways, and it started working up. It's fitting nice at the top, it's fitting lovely at the bottom. So we've got a leg down, we've got a break, and a bearish bar triggered, a lower high triggered. But to me, this is a push up. We've got 1, 2 attempts to go lower. If this pushes up and closes above the EMA, then I can see some continuation up. So hopefully it's holding, which is good. And if that does continue on up, yes, will follow it. So fingers crossed there. Or it might come down because there is something larger going on here, as we can see over the last 3 days. From here, touch, touch, perfect touch, perfect touch, perfect touch, and it's touching just as well at the tops. So there is a possibility we could come down into this area here. We've started from here, we've done it here, we could do it again. That's for certain. So I can guarantee one thing: we'll either go up, down, or up sideways. But this is looking like the latter. I suppose it had to happen at some point. It's been really bullish, isn't it? Right, we don't want to get trapped here, so we need to just let this sort itself out. Leg, that's a start. We need to start working up again. And the queue just bounced off VWAP, did it? Third time today. So hopefully that may push up. That's what we want. Okay, leg down, good start. I'm not even going to take the higher low, to be honest with you, because if this does continue down, that'll just trap me. So I want to wait till we get back up here before I think about going higher. So maybe the failure, maybe a second entry short to trigger. We'll see. I've learnt the hard way. Stay out of it until I know what it's doing. So there is possibly a channel. See, if I go long there, it could trigger, come down and make a new low from this. Sometimes when we, and I see this all the time lately, we get a nice channel up. When we have a break, going back 18 months, 2 years, you get a new high almost straight away, really quickly. But now we seem to get this and it'll come down a bit more, go sideways and then slowly work up. So it seems to take so much longer to make a new high when we've broken a channel. Well, make a new extreme when we break a channel. Whereas you look, going back a couple of years ago, we'd have 2 legs down, high, low, and it would start working straight up. I'm not saying it's not going to do that, but it does so many times now. It just beats around the bush before it eventually does what was, we generally expect it to do. But we've had a leg down, a leg down. So let's just put that there. So we've had a touch there, touch there. So last thing I want to do is go along here because we could get a second entry short, may come down. There's probably a little bit of yeah, you can see it. There is some support along there. Let's put it there. You can see it 3 times here. Once there, once there, once there, and along there. So and what I don't want to do is get in long gear. I want to give it a chance to trap me and come down. That hasn't triggered yet. Yeah, sometimes it may just continue up, but I like to give it the option. It just keeps me out of a bad trade. And then maybe I'll take it on the failure or we'll see. There is a higher low on the NQ. Who was it said? Someone said it's bounced off the VWAP. I'm assuming VWAP is around about here sometime, isn't it? Somewhere where it's working up. It's bounced there, there, there. I was hoping that would hold there. I was hoping it would trap that short there, but we've bounced, 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 and it's working kind of nice in there. So perhaps this is just a break. There is a high low which is triggered there. But it's almost identical to that 2 legs down. I don't want to just jump in. I'd rather give it a chance to make a second entry short, trigger it, and then continue up on the failure. But if it has bounced off VWAP a few times, I'm assuming VWAP is just working up there like that, isn't it? And we've had 2 legs and a higher low, but let's put that in that corner for a minute. I think a lot of the time it helps you make a better decision about a trade looking at this, I think, because if this thing goes up, chances are this follows it. So let's see if we can break above this. Okay, that's triggered. So possible second entry short. What I'd like to see is that come down bearish and trigger. And in which case we may then continue up. I want to see something that looks as good on this though. So that's a good start. Leg. We seem to be still trying to push higher. So if we have it VWAP, that's a good sign. I'm assuming we hit it there, there, and there. I'm assuming it's curving there somewhere, isn't it? It looks like a leg and a leg. We've had a leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. So yeah, I don't tend to use it in this, but it certainly doesn't hurt to be aware of it. I occasionally I used to use bookmap, and I think it's highlighted in purple in bookmap, isn't it? But I'm assuming it's curving up there, isn't it? And like I say, it's bouncing off it there. is a little bit stacked there, which I think is a good chance that it's struggling to go lower, and I think it's going to push up. So what I'd like to see is a bearish bar here, and I'm sure then there's some traders thinking second entry short off the EMA are going to go short. If they do, and it triggers, and it pushes up and breaks that, I think then we're going to get a continuation upwards, I think. I mean, this is depending on how you're drawn this channel, really. We had that initial push up, then we had a couple of legs. We had a sort of a couple of legs back, and it's been going up ever since. That's just before, it's around about 2:15 UK time. What time is it now? So it's about the last 3 hours it's been going up. And every time we've come back to here, it's just continued up. So I think it was inevitable we'd have a break at some point. So there is a second entry short there, which is triggered. So let's see what happens there. Are we going to come down, or are we going to trap the shorts and push higher? Judging by what's happening on the NQ, we may come down because there's probably going to be some stops there. Traders going along there, but this to me is getting the feel that we're going to come down. As we know, there is a bigger channel over the last few days, which is pretty clear. So there is a possibility we could come down. I mean, it's touching lovely there, here, and beautifully in 3 places on the top. So there is a chance we could have a leg and come down and retest this area here before then possibly pushing up. We're still holding at the moment. In fact, that has tipped below that high bullish higher low there. So we're testing this underside. So we've had 1 touch of this VWAP, then haven't we? Maybe 2. Let's see what happens here. If that gets below there, so leg break. Yeah, see, there is a second entry short, but in my opinion, it's so bullish. I just don't counter trend trade. Not to say it's not going to work, but it could trap you and push up. That's what I was expecting to happen, but you never quite know. But it's so bullish. ATR's low, and it's just slowly grinding up nicely, but it's pushing up sideways, so it's laying down foundations. So as it comes back down, hopefully these areas, because of the support built up, will hold. Obviously things are good at the moment. Right, we're a week from Christmas, so everyone's feeling nice and, probably drunk. Everyone's feeling that Christmas spirit, and obviously with the rate cuts coming next year, the sentiment's pretty good. So let's see what happens. Are we going to come down further, or are we going to bounce? So there is that possibility of a second leg, which would take us down into the realms of the lows of the lows. It actually fits really nice, that. You can't argue with that at all. It just doesn't look any better, really. Perfect touch. I mean, literally perfect touch. And same with the bottom, a few times there. Ticked beautifully there a couple of times and there. So there is a good chance we could come down from the leg. But there is some support there, so that's the thing about pushing up, going sideways. We are creating areas to stop it from going lower in some cases. So 2 legs down there, 2 legs up, leg. Are we going to bounce? As we know, there is some support there. You can see it. Or are we going to trigger, trap some longs, and have that another leg down to create that two big legs, leg, 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 leg. If this does break below here, then I think we'll come down here. We have made a new low from this channel anyway, so that's good. Volume's not too bad. More than I thought there might be. It's pretty reasonable. I'm assuming that's going to feather off maybe Thursday, Friday, certainly Friday. Maybe Thursday. Right, is it really? In fact, I can't remember what happened last year. I know 27th, 28th, I had two of my best days ever. I did about $2,400. That's just in the 2 days, 27th, 28th last year. Seemed really well. It was really easy, actually. So, yeah, maybe it is. Where are you from, bud, anyway? Drexel Spivvy. Drexel Spivvy. Have you been here before? I think you might have done. Where are you from, bud? Texas. There you go. It's got to be warmer than the UK at the moment. Texas. Currently in the 70s yesterday. That's chilly. That's like a pretty reasonable summer for the UK, that is. It's one thing I love about this stream, and you get to chat with people all over the world. Yeah, you get all sorts of people from all over the place. Regularly. Well, all over the US, as we know. But, I don't know, Switzerland, Geneva, Dubai, Israel, New Zealand, Australia, quite a few other places in the Middle East, Czechoslovakia, Chechnya, people from all over the place. It is interesting to chat with people. Where else? There's a couple of other places as well. A guy I chat to regular. Norway as well. Norway, Sweden. Not forgetting Wood down there in South Africa as well. Love to hear Sam tells a good he does. I like Sam. He's a nice guy, Sam is. He does. Very passionate about their haggis, the Scots. Where is he today anyway? Is he around, or is he might be working actually? He usually works at about this time, and then he usually, a lot of the time he trades after. That's the beauty about being in the UK. I mean, usually, finish work time's 5:30 in the UK, which is only sort of midday, 12:30 US time, well, Eastern time. So that's the good thing about learning to trade in the UK is you can come home after work and still get a few hours trading. Where it's a lot harder for you US guys because obviously, normal ES trading hours is your normal working day. So you haven't got that luxury. And I tend to not get to the screen till around about 2 p.m. UK time. So none of these early mornings in the UK. Well, I get up with my daughter for school. I usually do the school run, get her up, bring her breakfast in bed. So it's kind of nice to have that time. That's the one thing about trading, isn't it? You get so much more free time. No, leaving the house, freezing cold mornings in the winter. I used to work for an oil company. Used to drive a lot of tankers, pick up some base oil, and I used to start at 6:30 in the morning. So I used to leave the house about 5:15. I used to walk because I was sat on my arse most of the day. I used to walk 2.5 miles there, 2.5 miles back. So 5 miles a day just to get the exercise. But you get some mornings where it's like -8, -10. It's nothing worse sometimes when you're tired going at work in the pitch black and freezing cold and coming home. I kind of miss it in a way because sometimes it's, although it's nice to stay in bed, it's nice sometimes to get out in them crisp mornings, isn't it? But given the choice, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. It's nice to spend more time at home with your family. That's one of the beauties of trading. Obviously, it gives you that option. And travel as well. I've got friends that may holiday in parts of the UK, but because that their job or business responsibilities, they just can't up sticks and move. But as a trader, that's it. As long as you've got a computer and internet, go wherever you want. So it's real attractive if you can just get past those initial few years of complete misery. If you can do that and stick at it, you'll start to earn some money at it. And it is nice, and you have got the option then just to go wherever you like, really. Once and if the money starts rolling in, as we know, a lot of people move to these tax-free places. Dubai's on my list. I just got chatting to a trader called Joe a few years ago when I started, and he was a teacher. He's only youngish. Was he youngish? About mid-20s. He was a teacher, and he went to Dubai with his girlfriend just for 12 months on a 12-month contract. And he loved it. Came back and just learned to trade over a few years, and then moved over there maybe a year and a half ago, maybe a bit more now. He told me he was earning $300,000 here, and he was paying half of it in tax. And he lives over there comfortably for just the money he was paying tax. And obviously, you got the work. I didn't think it was as good as it is. I didn't, when it comes to safety, apparently Dubai is the third safest place in the world to live. You wouldn't expect that, because obviously it's still in the Middle East. But yeah, very safe to live, very safe. And then my father-in-law spent a little bit of time over there, and he said, you never lock your cars, never lock your front doors. And then obviously you got the climate, which I believe gets absolutely stifling in the summer. But the beauty about, the thing unlike, I know you US guys, you tend to have air conditioning. We don't as a rule here in the UK. The shops and restaurants and hotels are, but nothing else is. People don't have air conditioning in their houses. But, obviously warmer climate. So that's what I'd love to do. Maybe just for a few years, even just for a bit of excitement, just to say I've done something different. You start earning some decent money and move to Dubai for a few years, you're going to make your mates jealous. That's what I want to do. So what are we doing here? As we know, there's some support there. You can see it, and it's clearly bouncing there. 1, 2, 3. There may be a triple test there. The NQ is... we got a leg and a leg. It's hard to say what the NQ is going to do. It may just come back up to the EMA or retest the bottom of this and continue down. It's hard to say. We've had a leg and a leg, and a break, well, a channel, a break, and a new low. We do seem to be finding some support there. You can see it on that line I've drawn. NQ needs to hold 73, push through to 90. We need to get up here. If we can get up here, then generally this will follow. So really, we want to get back into this range, this channel at least. It's hard to say, really. It could just come in, bump into that EMA, and come down some more. We've had a leg. We've had one. It's so hard to say. I mean, you could say 1 bounce, 2 bounce, triple test, but you just can't go long here at the moment. EMA is coming down. Every time we get up there, we bounce off it and come back down. And who's to say it's going to be any different? There's definitely some support there, but it's just really just sending it sideways. So you can just sit tight, really. There's nothing to do. Hopefully, if we can move up, I've not been looking at the NQ for long. This I've been trading for 2.5 years now, but it does. I do notice a pattern. If this moves, this tends to follow. So it's always nice if you're looking for a long, or you're looking for a trade here, just to sort of see what's happening there. If it's looking bullish there and already there. It just helps make better decisions. That's what I'm finding anyway. I don't know about what anybody else thinks about that, but and vice versa as well. At the moment, it is starting to give me the impression that we may be getting some sort of downward stuff, which is keeping me out of trades like this. You could say we've bounced once, twice. You could say triple test. Now we might push up and make a new high, but because of what this is doing at the moment, it seems to be struggling to get back up there or even past the EMA. The last thing I want to do at the moment is take a long trade off here, because if I trade here and that thing comes tumbling down, this is just not going to work. This is stronger today. It has been making higher highs. Well, NQ plays cat. It's hard to tell, really. Sometimes I try and divide my eyes, really, and see which moves first, but they certainly work in tandem, don't they? So, I mean, if there's a really nice bearish trade here, and this is looking bearish, it just makes decisions a bit better, a bit clearer, less likely to get trapped. But we've had this sort of leg. There's a leg and a bit of a break and a new low there, so that's even if you do it to there, we've got a channel down there. We've had a break and a new low, so that channel's played out. We've had a break there or whatever. So trouble is at the moment. It's still trying to push up there, and at some point it may just come down. If we hold above there, we got half a chance then. See, this tends to move a lot quicker, doesn't it? So 1 minute it looks bullish, all of a sudden it drops quickly. Is it going to hold above that AMA? It might do, or it might not. No, it is struggling. And it'll only do it so many times before it comes down, which is going to send this back here, down here. It's quite useful to have this. I didn't at the start. I didn't know whether it was going to aid me or do the opposite, but I think it does. Looks like midline on a range. Yeah, we started off going sideways, don't we? In fact, let's just make this a bit bigger and have a quick. What have I done? What have I done? This is the Yankee, yeah. Yes, the reason I stopped the range and did this because it was working nice in 3 areas and the top as well. Step down, rest of the day. Oh, yeah, you take it easy, bud. Take it easy. See, we pushed up, went sideways, and then started to work out the top, and we popped above the top, came back, and every time we came back, we came a bit higher. So, the trouble is, it's hard to say. It could come down or it could go up. It's not very clear at the moment. That's the NQ, but you know, it's definitely sideways. But when it started fitting really nice at the tops and nice at the bottoms, I thought, there we go. But then when we pushed up that time, we struggled to get higher than that, really. It's losing momentum, so I think we had to have a bit of a break of the channel. So we've had a little channel break, 2 pushes down to a new low. So maybe we're going to get up, push up. I'm not so sure, though. I'm not sure whether we're just going to try to get higher a couple of times and then give up the ghost or give up the goat, whatever it is, come down. Who knows? It's just a bit unclear at the moment, so the best thing to do is just to sit on your backside and monitor the situation. Same again, really, just going sideways, nothing you can really do there. Let's put that like that. Touch. So touch. We got 3 bars sat on there. There is kind of a. Oh no, I thought it was a high low. It's not. Can't take nothing on here until this starts to look as clear, unless it's an absolute perler. But the trouble is, we pushed up before, came back down, pushed up there, came back down, pushed up, came back down, and it does look like it could do the same here. And if that does come down bearish, it's definitely losing upward momentum. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming it's lunch hour, isn't it? Okay, so that's a good sign. Leg break down, and it almost looks like a double bottom there, doesn't it? Bounce. Trouble is, there is a possibility that it could go just a little bit higher and then go sideways. In which case, the last thing I want to be doing is getting in a long trade right towards the top. Let's just see. Because the NQ is just struggling to do anything at the moment. It's just sitting here, really. You would like to think we're going to make a new high. We probably will. But maybe it may come down a bit further before it does. Let's see what happens here. I have a feeling this NQ chart is starting to look starting to struggle to get above this midline. It's finding some support there, some resistance. Sorry, leg could come down. Okay, maybe not. Oh, this is slow now. Very slow, very slow. We got any top step users in here, have we? And I trade a buddy of mine, Bart. Something went wrong on his chart and top step won't do anything about it. Which I think is a bit unfair. So if you got any top step, yeah, I'd avoid top step if I was you. That's my personal thing. Stick with Apex, I think. I've had no issues with Apex. That's the trouble is sometimes. It's looking bullish. Oh, nice, bullish on the NQ now. Unfortunately, it's only a first entry. We're as much as it might work. Actually, I don't mind that trade.
Order submitted.
So we're going to leg down, we've got to break a new low, bounced again, push up, break.
Order filled.
I like that. It's looking bullish on the NQ at the moment. Had a nice strong push and it's held nicely above the EMA. So it's worth the risk, I think. It is a first entry really, but we've had a break, we've had a new low, and it is giving us the impression that we're pushing up. So let's see how we get on. Not a massive risk. Let's see. Trap some shorts, that'd be nice. Let's see. Okay, excuse me just for 1 second. Okay. Hopefully higher low here, take us up there. Hopefully some shorts trap there, we'll see. Yeah, maybe. I know it was a bit risky, but after this really strong uptrend, 2 legs back, a break and a new low, it does look like it's bottoming for another push up. So leg, break, new low. It does look like it's bottoming, push up, bullish bar. Hopefully we trap some shorts there. break, high or low. We'll see. Okay, high or low. Just go for 6 ticks here. Come on, tick through. Come on, get up, you bugger. Tick. Come on. Tick. Tick. Come on. Come on. One tick away from a payment there, look. One tick through. Come on. Tick through. Come on. Tick through. Tick. Come on. Yeah, unbelievable. Come on. One tick. If that ticks through, I could potentially take a payment. It's not going to do it, is it? Oh, come on. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Stop filled.
Ah. Oh, look at that. That's frustrating. It was bounced off my order about 3 times. That would have given me the $2,600 I needed. Oh, wow, it's going to do it now, you watch. Well, I just like to hit it to know and I could take it if I want it. Well, it is what it is. What did I get out of there? What did I get out of it? Half a point. That's not right. Oh, yeah, came back and got me, didn't it? Of course it did, yeah. So that's frustrating. To be fair, I don't know, the reason I put it in me stop there is because I see the NQ starting to come down a little bit. Excuse me. Oh, it bounced off it once, twice. What do you do? It's going to do it now, you watch. Bugger, isn't it? What did I get off it? Half a point. Plus 2 ticks. Trouble is, it could go the other way. You never know, do you? I like it anyway. We've had a push up there. We've had a high low. I think it's pretty good chance we're going to get up there. The trouble is, I don't want to give anything back at the moment. I'd rather grab something. This is day 10 today. See, $2,500 in day 10. So that's a good average, really. I'm pleased with that. Mind you, to be honest with you, I've come out early. I mean, I got a point there. I could have got more. What else did I take? Oh, I can't remember now. More trays than I normally take in a day, but I'm quite glad I did that now. It's coming down a bit there, see. But I wouldn't normally take that, see. But after this 2 legs down and a break and a new low, it does look like it's bottoming, and we had a good strong push up there. It didn't trap, it continued on up. So when it did that and closed out, I like that. I think it was worth the risk. You know, I mean, you've got to follow the rules, but at some point you got to walk on your own. You know what I mean? You got to go, I like the look of it. It's sending me the right messages. I'm going to decide whether I think it's worth a risk. So, you know, and I still believe that's why Mac doesn't show us his trades for the day, because if he did, you know, I can't see a problem. But it's because he takes trades that don't necessarily follow his teachings. But when you teach someone something, you know, you've got to have a strict format, haven't you? You've got to, you know, at school they teach you the same way, don't they? The same sort of format. And then, you know, when you leave, you sort of branch out, you know, yourself. Loafy, thanks, mate. So I've had a bunch of payments this year anyway. This will be, well, I've had $10,000 in payments. I could have had more. I could have had about another 6, but I held on a bit. But this, I don't know. I just thought, you know, I could take this if I wanted to. Certainly pay for Christmas, wasn't it? $2,000. Nice to have the option, which is why I wanted to pass. I don't necessarily want to take it. It's just nice to have the option too if I wanted to. It's gone so slow now, hasn't it? But it's, you know, it's sending all the right messages. Nice, strong trend. We had a break, 2 legs down, 2 legs up. That played out nicely. It does look like bounce, like it's bottom in there. You could call that a triple test. We've had a break. You could call it a triple test. We've pushed up there, add a break. You expect it to go higher. There's a higher low. I would expect it to go higher. There's no guarantees, but which is why I took that one. I only needed 6 ticks, and that's exactly where it was closing twice, but it didn't push through. It's typical, isn't it? Being held back because of a tick. We got a nice channel working there, so yeah, I'd say it's pretty much going to push up there and break that high, and maybe even hit these levels. Who knows? I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to take stupid stuff. So I'm not going to just jump in or do something random because I want to hit that amount. It is what it is. You know, I've had those levels where you first get your first payment, your second payment, and you just think, sod the account, give me money. You know, it's taken me long enough to get here, but I had my first payment back in January. I managed to get the account up to $7,000. I took a payment. 2 weeks later, I could have took a payment, but I didn't realise I could take 2 payments in a month. And then about 4 months ago, I had 4 accounts. 2 accounts, I took $1,000 from each. I could have took another 1,000 off each of them. But you get there, don't you? Slowly, you get a little bit better. But I've got to say, when I first started doing evaluations, I felt like my head was in a vice. You know, the stress. And evaluations don't bother me now, and same with these. I'm taking a trade for 2 points, and I'm not feeling stressed. I'm not feeling panicky at all. So, you know, I've said all along, my belief is the way to get round the psychological side is just to expose yourself day after day after day, and you sooner or later you get used to it. It's like anything you do where there's a lot of emotions involved, whether you're jumping out of a plane or whether you're, you know, boxing in a ring. Anything that get those, you know, fear factor type emotions going, it affects you. But at some point, when you've been doing it long enough, that it starts to not affect you as much, and it sort of molds your brain into thinking the right way. So 12 months ago, sat in that trade waiting for it to tick, I'd have been my knees would have been shaking. But it doesn't affect me the same way. So then, you know, bit of a drop there. All I put that down to is time. So we had a quick drop there, but that held. It's not going to now, I don't think, is it? No, it isn't. So, in all fairness, I made the right decision to get out there. So I don't know. Sometimes when you get in these things and you think it's struggles, and we see it all the time, don't we? It's struggle. All of a sudden, woof, down it'll come. So getting out of that was a wise move. I mean, you know, my stop would have been here, but it may still hold. But someone say haggis. We did talk about you and haggis earlier. Who was it? I can't remember who it was mentioned. Yeah, it's not been a bad day. It's been a bit finicky. I lost that. Well, I took a risk on that because the NQ had the same sort of thing, but it was triggered really bullish. So anyway, I got back in there and that continued up. Took a point off that. So I could, well, I'm $100 off a potential payment if I want it. And I was in a trade there, and those 2 bars there were bouncing off my order for 6 ticks, which would have given me a little over $2,600, but it was bouncing off them, so I decided to come out about here when it came back. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I mean, I've had the first payments and the second payments and the third payments and the fourth payment, so I'm not too worried about taking a payment. I'm quite happy to carry it on, but it's just nice to have the option, isn't it? $2,000 would pay for Christmas, wouldn't it? So is this going to continue on up now? It's hard to say, isn't it? There's a small break, that is, I think, in all fairness. Touch. Let's get rid of that. I think it is a small break. But no, I wouldn't normally take those, but we had this channel down in 2 legs. We had 2 legs up and 2 legs back. Nice solid bar. You could say that was a triple test. I expected that to go higher. Beers on me, yeah. Not many beers. I get a lot for $2,000. But it's been a really strong day. Right from the very first, it's been up 2 legs of correction. It's just carried on and carried on. We had 2 legs down, break new low. And to me, it's pushing up. And it's probably going to slowly grind up, whether we have 2 legs back before it goes up. But it's looking bullish to me. Have you changed? No, they changed for me. I had my affiliate paid through Plane. I changed it about 2 months ago when I was told to. And then when I had the last payment, it came through... It was the other one we were with. It came through the last one. What was it? Just had your affiliate paid through what? Oh, really? No, my last one went through Wise, but this one came through to Plane. So I don't know. Because I had it at Wise, and then I was told to change, so I changed it, and then the following month came back to Wise again. Straight to account. I thought I changed it, yeah. Straight to my account, so I don't know what goes on. But I was going to say something to you now. I forget what it was. Oh, you finished? Are you broke up for Christmas yet? Or you still got... Oh, look at that. Or have you still got a few days? Who do they use now? No, it's called Plane. Plane. Just transferred directly to the bank. Oh, really? No. It might be because you're in Scotland. I don't know whether the banking system is any different to Apex. You would have thought it'd be the same, but you never know. I have heard people in Europe. See, you're not EU, are you, anymore? So I don't know. You don't have electric. I bet there are parts of Scotland which still back on candles, aren't they? What I was going to say, what was it? I can't remember what it was now. Are you finished? Are you finished for for Christmas in your job? Or is it Thursday or Friday you finish? I'm assuming you're off for the festivities, aren't you? I guess some whiskey. Just cast fatter. Not until you finish Friday, yeah. I got you. Yeah, I don't know what to do. 27th, 28th. I had 2 of the best days I've ever had last year. So I might show me face for an hour, see what happens. Starting on a PA. Good on you, mate. Did you pass it in a day or not? Or a few days? I noticed I had a quick flick at... who was it? What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh, you took 5 days. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're doing this. I thought they might have stopped quickly. I'm surprised. I don't like how it's moving quickly at the moment. Okay, it's getting a bit volatile here, isn't it? So, I don't like the way when it starts moving quick like that. Yeah, a few people have told me I wouldn't do it at the current price, but on a 90% off. A few people have told me, excuse me, that if you go long 6.25 points and short 6.25 points on another account, you'll win either one of them. I'm not quite sure how it is, because if it goes up 5 points and comes back 6, I don't quite understand it, but sometimes I like to just get them done. I know people say you should trade them the same, but I just don't want to trade them over a month. I'd rather just get the damn things done. But but I don't think, well, we know as affiliates, don't we? I don't think they've had the response that they thought they were going to get. I thought lots of people were going to start gambling, but in all fairness, I was surprised when I heard that, because it's not the best signal to send, is it? Excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. Okay, possible second entry long. Never take them now. I always wait for the high-low, because you just don't know. It might just trap them longs, because it is possible failed second entry long. So I ain't getting involved in that. Dean, I emailed Apex, complained about the one day. Yeah, when I saw it, I kind of thought it brought Apex down a little bit. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I agreed with that. Now, what I usually do is when we have a new offer, I usually make a little video or something, but I even felt bad doing that. I thought I shouldn't really be doing this, because it's not, it's completely sending the wrong message, really. There's no two ways about it. It's clearly promoting risk-taking, and because I like Apex, but it brought them down in my eyes a little bit. I just thought, yeah, this is not the good message to send. It really isn't. Because sometimes when they've had this, do you remember when they said they changed over maybe 12 months ago? They said we're going to go to now that if you want to take a payment, after your payment you have to have $2,600 left after you've had a payment. So to take $2,000, you'd have to get to $4,600. That's what we're doing now. And we want to do that to protect you, to stop you blowing accounts. And do you remember there was uproar? And I remember they had like a live session, didn't they? And they said, okay, fine, if that's what you want. If you want, the responsibility left in your hands, that's fine. So when you hear that, when you hear them saying the reason we're doing it is because we want to help you traders not blowing accounts, I thought straight away, bullshit. Because the chance of someone then getting to 4-6 instead of 2-6 is a lot harder. They're more likely to, but you're going to blow more accounts, you're going to make more money. And I thought, well, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then when they bring this thing out, 1 day to pass, and I'm thinking, yeah, the intention isn't to help the trader. The intention is to make money. I mean, at the end of the day, are we naive enough to think that they're not a business trying to make money? It is what it is. That's how life works, isn't it? People are out for what they can get. I'm out to make money. You're out to make money. So, I'm not naive enough to think that, they're doing this just for my benefit. But I think when they do something like this, I just thought you're sending the wrong message. Give people a bit of a discount, make it a bit cheaper for them. You make enough money. But I was surprised they did that. Really, it wasn't a nice feeling to see that. And I'm thinking, no. In all fairness, if you looked at some of the messages, they copped a bit of flack for it. There was a lot of people said you shouldn't be doing this. This is clearly, promoting gambling. So I don't blame you, mate. It's the wrong message to send. That's the type of message you get from a casino, isn't it, or a bookmaker trying to get your money. God, this is so slow, isn't it? Did they get back to you? I bet they didn't. I thought after some of the messages they got, they would have knocked it on the head quick. I thought they'd have come out and said, actually, it's probably not the wrong message. We're going to bin that idea. We'll give you a discount or something. At the end of the day, they're a business. They're out to make money. They're not out there to help people, really, are they? They're out there to make money, and that's what businesses are like. In an ideal business, you want to do two things. You want to have the ability to make money while keeping happy customers. But I think this is projected them in a little bit of a different light. We all make mistakes. Perhaps they realise it wasn't the best idea. I don't know. Who knows? God, this is slow, isn't it? So we got a leg down, break, new low. It does look like it's bottoming. So I'm quite glad I got out of that. Good decision, but we came down and bounced again. But it's going really slow now, so we could have a leg and a leg. We could get down to this level because there is something larger going, as we can clearly see there. The latter part of the was that Friday? Yeah, the latter part of Friday. We seem to be going up in a really nice looking channel, so there is a possibility of having a leg and a leg. You know, we could come down to this level. It's possible. But I drew that earlier. There's clearly some support and resistance along there, and we've bounced off that multiple times. So, oh shoot. Bollocks. So it's fitting really nicely at the top as well. There. So, but it is getting a bit slow. So we've had this channel, we've had a break of it. Maybe we get a high low and push up. Who knows? Trouble is the NQ isn't is looking just more confusing. Channel break, new low, channel break. You'd expect a new high, but the NQ at the moment is filling me a little bit full of dread. It's going slight. It just looks like it's losing a bit of momentum, so I'm just going to have to sit tight in. Oh, Christ, what time is it? Bloody hell, I've been going nearly 4 hours. I'm going to knock it on the head, I think. There's no point in carrying on anymore. It could come down further. We could have this leg and a leg. We could come down here or we could go up. But it's getting slow and I'm getting bored now. We've done nearly well, I've been on the chart for 4 hours. So I'm up 100 and after fees about $170, $180. Which is green. It's a result. So I'm not going to push it anymore. I've done my job, so I'm up. What am I up? Half a point, 1.5 point. Yeah. About, there was something else I got here, but about 170, 180 after fees, something like that. But that'll do. So I'll be back here tomorrow. So I appreciate all the comments. It's not been a bad day, but it's just been the latter part of it's been a bit slow. So that's it for today, folks. If you're carrying on trading, best of luck. I hope you get something. I hope it finally gets above this and continues on. But I will be back here same time tomorrow. So have a great evening. Stay safe, and I will see you all same time tomorrow. Bye for now.